I can't believe this, bro. There's no way. There's no way that this is reality. There's no way, like 3 weeks ago, I put out a tweet talking about, I've been thinking about when Jinn will come back to Eden Zero, so much so that I think I might need to make a video about it. Then last week, I post said video and I say, I think Jinn's coming back sooner rather than later, bro. But I don't think he should come back in this arc because it'll take away focus from everything that we're supposed to be focusing on. So I think he'll come back in the very next arc, and that arc will be centered around him. And all the while, when I'm making all this stuff, Eden Zero was on hiatus. But now we got the long-anticipated, long-awaited Chapter 77 of Eden Zero, and guess who is in it? We got the homie Jinn, bro. I cannot believe it. Bro, that means I need to make a video on Justice, Elsie, all the characters that I want to see come back, because, I don't know, bro, either Hero's listening in or I got some type of magical powers. But as cool as this moment is, seeing Jinn again, what I said in that video has come true. Maybe not for everybody else, but for me. And that is, I literally don't care about anything else that happened in this chapter because Jinn is back. But for content creation's sake, and for this video's sake, I will go through the entire chapter, alright? Okay, so this chapter opens up with Rebecca still being stuck in Sylph's cage of wind, right? And she tries everything to get out of it. She uses Happy to try and shoot her way through, but that doesn't work. She also uses Leaper to try and get out, but that also doesn't work. So she falls back on the comms, but they're kind of sort of jammed, but it does get through to the point where Hermit can send the coordinates of where Rebecca last was to Shiki and the rest of them. Meanwhile, on the Eden Zero, Sister is still prying Maria for information. She wants to know the specific reason as to why Drake and Joe wants the ship, because she did some investigating on Drake and Joe, and he never just steals stuff just because it's valuable. There's always another reason to it. Maria, she doesn't know the answer to it. However, she does reveal that after Drake and Joe talked to Master Noah, the Eden Zero went from being a point of interest to a goal. Now, I'm thinking here that the reason why Drake and Joe wants the Eden Zero is because of that secret thing that only the Shining Stars can open, Etherion. That's probably the most valuable and most dangerous thing on the ship. So if Master Noah somehow knows about that and he tells Drake and Joe about that, that would of course like really incentivize Drake and Joe to want to get the Eden Zero. And what's also interesting about this whole thing is that after Maria tells Sister Ivory that Master Noah was involved, Sister Ivory said that she had a feeling that he was involved, which means there's some history between the two of them. And I'm curious to see how far back this history would go. Would this be around the time that Sister was on her own, or would this be during the time when all the Shining Stars were with Ziggy? Now, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, Hamura, Shiki, and Pino make their way to Rebecca's last known coordinates. However, they don't find Rebecca, but they do find the case of medicine that she had left. But also, they find Sylph because it was a trap. Shiki tells Hamura to get out of there and get the medicine to Weiss, and while she is doing so, Sylph comes down from above and says, hey, I got other plans for you. But Shiki ain't having that, so he whips out the gravity field and crushes her wind. And that lets Hamura have a successful getaway. And then that leads to the most hype moment. Honestly, this is like top 5 most hype moments of Eden Zero for me. I just think Jinn is so cool, and seeing him back, even though I don't want him to be in this arc because he takes away the focus from everything, it's still just so cool to see him back. So Shiki jumps at Sylph trying to hit her, but she weaves out of the way, and then she says, he is just as you described him, brother. And Shiki goes, huh? And then wind starts swirling around the room, and he says, I haven't seen you since Gillis. And then Pito looks at the wind shocked and says, and we get the sickest panel! The sickest panel! And with this reveal, Shiki is taken aback. He's like, Jinn, what are you doing here? And Jinn, like the beast that he is, doesn't answer him. He simply says, stay back clean. I will take care of him. She is the reason why he was working with the fake Sister Ivory to begin with, was to get her healed. But now a question arises. What did she need to get healed for? And did she already get healed? Because she looks completely and totally fine. Theory time. Drake and Joe was the one that healed her, but at the cost of turning her into one of the Element 4, which caused her to not be able to leave Drake and Joe and his ship. Therefore, that means that in order to not lose his sister, Jinn also has to work for Drake and Joe, so that's why they're both here at this current moment in time. And after that, Rebecca wakes up in Drake and Joe's private quarters, and he's in a hot tub saying, hey, we should have a little chat. But anyways, that's the end of the chapter. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody!